Good day, mates, welcome back. So it's been challenging, shall we say, for me to get to the bench the last few weeks. This weekend gone I managed maybe 2 hours on Sunday. Weekend before that it was Karen's birthday, so we were doing stuff all weekend, and I had Monday and Tuesday off and we went out and all that sort of stuff for her birthday. A week before that, oh no, we had that heat wave, didn't we, in the UK? It was really hot. It got up to 38, 39 degrees C here in St Helens. I know that's probably regular temperature for some people, but for here in the UK that was extraordinary. It was only for 2 days, but I was like a massive melting sweaty mess for 2 days. So yeah, but it's back to normal now. Grey skies, and I think we've had rain all week so far this week, but hey ho. Anyway, what I thought I'd show you today is some stuff that I've done since I got back into modelling. I think this is the 3rd year. I think this October, November will be the 3rd year I got back into it. I started in the 70s, early 70s, when I was a kid. Did it for a few years then. Discovered girls at an early age, as you do. So that all went out the window, and girls came in the window. Picked it up again in the 90s, where I used to do mainly racing cars, racing motorbikes, stuff like Formula 1, the old Tamiya Formula 1 kits. I've done loads of them. British Touring Car Championship, I did a few of those. Loads of motorbikes, scramble bikes, super bikes, that kind of stuff. Got divorced, dropped out of it again, and picked it up again about 3 years ago. So I'll show you what I've been doing, and we'll take it from there. I'll also show you what I managed to do on the Hungarian StuG on Sunday. So let's have a look. So this is the latest one I've just finished. This is a StuG III from Dragon. 3 metal tracks, a Eureka tow cable because it didn't come with a tow cable. Scratch built that spare wheel holder on the side there. Decals are from Star Decals. That's value gear storage. There's a view of the back. Nice, I love the free metal tracks. Figure was a cheap figure from China. That tarpaulin I made from Magic Sculpt, and it's there because I tried to super glue the front hatch open, and wouldn't you believe it, it fell inside the tank, and of course it wouldn't stick to where I wanted it, but it stuck to the inside of the tank and I couldn't get it out. So I had to put that tarpaulin there, otherwise it would have just been a massive gap without a hatch. Spare tracks I added. They're plastic from another Dragon kit, Magic Tracks, that I didn't use. The antenna's made out of a guitar string. Just unwound it and used the internal bit This is a buddy build with my mate Matthew from down under. He's been having trouble getting on the bench as well as me. It's difficult when you're busy, work long hours, and you've got a girlfriend or a wife or family or what have you. You know, you've got to do life things. So that's the Dragon StuG, recently finished. Next up, we've got the old Tamiya Panther kit, built pretty much out of the box really. Those are the rubber band tracks, not too bad to get on. That's another guitar string antenna. Left the barrel in this burnt iron colour, I think it is, from Vallejo, just for a bit of contrast, something a bit different. Star decals again, something different to the kit decals. Eureka toe cable again. And a little plastic bucket on the back, obligatory. Lovely kit to build, as all Tamiyas are. Everybody knows what Tamiyas are like. Didn't use any PE for the grills. I put PE underneath. You can just about make that out. I glued some spare PE. I had some bed spring armour for a T34 that I didn't use, so I just used that. And there's the snorkel hole. This was a out of the box build for a group build on Facebook. Beautiful kit. I love Tamiya. Everybody should build Tamiyas in their life. Camo was taken from a picture. I drew it on with very fine lines with pencil first. Marked all out which was going to be the brown, which was going to be the green. Obviously it was the yellow, dark yellow was done first. And marked out which was going to be brown, which was going to be green. Just put a B and a G on, and then just did one colour at a time. Nice and slow, and it's come out nice. I like that. I'm pleased with that. Rubber band tracks, and there you have it. So this is a figure I built for another group build a couple of years ago now, I think. It's a resin figure. Got it off of eBay. Painted completely with Citadel paints. I bought the base that was just plain resin, and I painted it, added the blood, etc. All the skulls were already on the base. Time. I like this. It did originally have a resin hourglass with the thinnest handle you've ever seen, and as soon as I saw it I said, I bet I'm going to break that, and that's exactly what I did. It snapped. Tried gluing it on, it wouldn't stay in position, so in the end I had to get a metal one, which is for a doll's house originally, and it actually works. If you turn that up, all the whatever's inside will run down to the bottom again. So just managed to get that to stick in his hand, I think it looks pretty good myself. Pleased with that. So that's that. So here's my North Africa diorama with 2 Tamiya kits. Love Tamiya kits. Some people don't, but I do. Dirty, dusty, rubber band tracks. Little figure. And that ain't rad. Plastic palm trees bought from eBay. Metal width markers from eBay. That's about the only... Oh, that little storage bag, I found that, so I just stuck that on the side. Dirty, dusty, chipped up from some desert action. I bought the base off eBay as well. I'm afraid I haven't got the skill or the patience or the time to make diorama bases at the moment. Hey ho, we've all got our cross to bear. So that's those 2. This is my little Tamiya Hanomag. Seeing some heavy action. Fritz is about to jump over the side. Hans is on the MG. I enjoyed building this. First time I've done some small arms damage on the side there. If you're offended by the swastika, then look away. That's just an aerial identification flag for when bombers and Stukas etc. were operating in the area, so they knew, don't shoot your own men, you fools. Bit of damage on the guard for the MG. I bought some shell casings there, brass. Done some little bits and bobs inside, a map, some gas mask canisters, you know, some bits of ammo on the floor there, ammo cases, some binos at the back. The seats, I covered them in parchment paper, baking paper with white glue, and that gives you a really nice crinkling effect, so it looks like leather. Well, I reckon it does anyway. And then I just painted it a couple of different shades of brown, bit of dry brushing, bit of wash, etc, etc. Tamiya kit again. Made the weapon strap out of Tamiya tape, masking tape. Just painted it brown. 135 decal on the side of his Stahlhelm. Another nice little kit. I busted both of the width markers. They were both plastic. And that one I just left on there as if to say, oh yeah, that's broken off and it's fell on the mudguard, and that's where it's staying. Okay, I'm pretty pleased with that. A few more figures came with that, but I couldn't be bothered doing them. Okay, so this is a little 135 diorama I made. German sniper team. I think, if I remember correctly, the figures are ICM, and the base is from Fields of Glory Models here in the UK. German sniper team behind a wall, the spotter at the back and the sniper at the front. Added some broken bits of coffee stirrer there for wood in the rubble, bit of burnt effect on the wall there, staining. I think the weapon slings are made from thin aluminium foil, aluminum for our American friends, but it's really aluminium, everybody knows that. So that's that. Nice little dio, couple of little figures. These are the other two figures that came with the ICM set. No dio for them at the moment. I was going to put them in a building. Maybe he could have been laying on the floor, sticking out a door, or up above a broken wall, etc. But I haven't got around to it yet. That's it. Simple as that. So this is my StuG winter diorama that I made this year. I think I finished it this year anyway. Again, frill tracks this time, the winter kitten with that extra length on the side there. Bought the base from eBay again, and I call this one Lost. These guys are lost. I don't know where the hell they are. Lost in the forest somewhere. Matey boy on the back's going, I'm sure it's over there. But he's looking at his map saying, well, I'm not too sure, lad. We'll stay here and just wait until we've sussed out where we've got to go. Antennas are guitar strings again. AK diorama stuff for the snow, and some kind of resin stuff for that wet look, icy look there. And that's my winter dio. Spare tracks wrapped around the spare wheel with a helmet in the middle. And an ammo box on the back there, that's resin. F8 StuG. This is a Revel kit, or Revel, whichever way you want to pronounce it. But it was a bloody good kit. I enjoyed making this. Plastic tree from eBay again. And that's my winter StuG dio. Evolution miniature figures. Very nice, I enjoyed that. So this is the first kit that got me back into it 3 years ago. Tamiya Tiger II King Tiger. I used Edward PE Zimmerit, which is not very good. I mean, it's a nice texture in that, but not very good. And I had the shittiest airbrush. I painted this about 3 or 4 times because it was absolutely dreadful. I thought it was just me, but it was the paint, it was the airbrush. It's a cheap Chinese knockoff, of which I ended up buying 3 of them before I invested in a decent airbrush, which was the best decision I ever made. Mud on the tracks is real soil from the garden with bits of grass,
little chips of wood excuse me, mixed in with diluted white glue, PVA adhesive, and smeared on, and it just dries rock hard basically. Done a bit of damage on the front fenders. Yeah, that's why it's only two-tone camo, because I couldn't possibly do 3 colours on that because it was hard enough just getting the 2 on there. Anyway, that's what piqued my interest and got me started on this journey, so I'm happy with that. I'm not ashamed of it. It's not very good, but it got me going. There's a message on my phone. So that's the Tiger II King Tiger. So next up is the most iconic tank on the battlefield, I reckon, in World War II. The Tiger I. Beautiful tank. This is a Tamiya kit again. This was my second one. And boy did I make a massive cock up on the wheels. I glued them all in wrong. Couldn't separate them. Broke a few when I was trying to separate them. Then I had to get in touch with a distributor in the UK to see if I could buy the sprues just for the wheels, which turned out to be a bit of a con because it cost me more than the whole kit did just for the sprues for the wheels. So lesson learned there. Study the instructions a bit more, and if you do make a massive cock up like that and it's going to cost so much, just buy the kit again. There's Fritz looking out over his domain, checking stuff out. 135 decals used on his uniform. They're not painted on, as if I would be able to do that. This one's entirely out of the box. No, apart from that, I think that's a stretch sprue, that antenna. Yes, I do put decals on my fire extinguishers. And there you go. Not a bad effort for a second tank. And by this time I was really getting into it. I love the Tiger tank. So next up is another iconic tank, which is the Panther. This is an Academy kit. No, it's not. Hobby Boss. 3 all metal tracks again, as I noticed when I went to pick the tank up, and I realised how heavy it was. Stretch sprue for the antenna again. Those numbers are actually stenciled on. I spent ages sticking stencils on and making sure it was perfectly straight and masking it all up, and I was well pleased with the outcome on that. The rest are decals, but those numbers are stencils, I promise you, and the one on the back is a stencil as well. The obligatory bucket on the back with a rag and some track pins. Oh, I think that is a Elephant Corporation toe pin tool, whatever they call it. That's aftermarket, that. Bought that. Resin. And that's Karen messaging me again. But John, why have you got the camo net on the barrel with the leaves attached to it? Well, the reason for that is because I cocked up the seam on the barrel and I made an abortion of it. So rather than try to fix it and make it even worse, I thought I'd disguise it with a bit of netting. Seems legit. Again, decal on the fire extinguisher. Spare tracks on the side. 3 awls again. Yeah, nice kit. Enjoyed that. No figure with this one. I can't remember why I didn't do the figure. I'm not sure if I didn't want to attempt another one, or whether he looked silly inside it or what, I couldn't remember. Anyway, that's the Panther. So next up is the Sherman from Italy. I've done this for a group build, I think, if I remember rightly. Lovely little kit, went together absolutely beautiful with not one single problem. That decal, I absolutely destroyed it for the other side. Couldn't put it back together, couldn't line any of it up, so unfortunately it's only got it on that side. Moving on to the front, Scratch built that little shelf out of a coffee stirrer or some other bit of wood. Some resin stowage that I had lying about. Spare MG, because there was about 7 figures that come with this, but I didn't want to use them, too many for me. And that helmet is hiding the destroyed light guard, because that tow cable is plastic and I couldn't get it to get to the right shape to go down there, so I tried heating it up and forgot that the light guard was there, so I melted it, so I had to put that helmet over it to disguise it, as you do. Beautiful kit, loved every minute of building this. Figures came with it, tank riders, commander, matey boys there's just about to jump off, and the aerial identification patch I made with the help of instructions from Shane Smith on his YouTube channel. Gave you all the dimensions and everything, so that's that. Nice kit, really nice kit, I enjoyed building that. Just wish I was a bit better on the figures, but hey ho, that'll come with time, I hope. Up next is this little figure from Fine Moulds. I think it's 1/12. It's got, I think if I remember rightly, because I don't keep the boxes, I think it's got 1/12 and then a question mark next to it. Anyway, it's from Fine Moulds. Beautiful little figure. They do quite a few of them. A Russian, a Chinese, American GI. I've got the American GI one, Airborne or whatever it is. It's in my stash waiting to be built. But lovely little figure. Lots of detail, lots to play with. Big old MG there. What I did with the paint on that, black paint, and I scraped off loads of graphite from a pencil, mixed it in with the paint, and you can buff it up and it gives you those worn look edges without having to go over it, you know, with a graphite stick or whatever after. Anyway, if anyone's interested, give it a try. That's a very, very nice figure. I enjoyed building that and painting it. Next up is the instantly recognisable T34 with ICM tank riders. Another beautiful kit. This is Academy. Went together absolutely. If I was blind I could have put it together perfectly. That, believe it or not, is a decal. It looks like it's been hand painted. I hand painted that white line around it, but that and that triangle is actually a decal. It went on absolutely immaculately. The flag is a proper cloth flag, and what I did was wrapped it, because it's sticky, wrapped it around some tin foil, glued it, stuck it, and then moulded it around a pencil, so you get the look of it like it's fluttering in the wind. Lovely kit. I love building this. It's a beautiful tank. Guitar string again for the antenna, stretch sprue for the flagpole. As I said before, ICM tank riders, some PE there on the extra track holders, they were a bastard to do. Really, really nice tank. Proper lenses for the light there, that came with the kit. Battle of Berlin, ICM Tank Riders Academy T34, very nice tank. Next up is another Dragon StuG. I had a nightmare with the magic tracks for this. I couldn't get them to stick together no matter how hard I tried. Star decals, back to the tracks, yeah, I couldn't get them to stick together. Every time I went to pick them up, they just kept falling apart. So a little message to my buddy down under, Matthew, and he's a fellow StuG lifer, and he said, oh, I think I've got some rubber band tracks. Yep, I'll have them, thank you. So he sent me them all the way from Australia, and I put them on and I can live with it. I don't mind rubber band tracks one bit. There's the spare wheels with some trap pins in. I think the track pins are from our model, set of our model tracks that I had. A little bit of couple of jerry cans under and netting on the back there. The obligatory Tetra sticker on the extinguisher, and there's Fritz in all his glory. Looking cool as ever. Beautiful kit. Again, guitar strings for the antennas, etc, etc, etc. Lovely job. This is my teeny tiny StuG from Airfix from about 1972 or 73, I think. What a beautiful little kit, look at that. Fantastic. The antennas are a bit blur, but hey ho. Decals broke, obviously due to age. Rubber band tracks I couldn't get to stick together, so I just had to make do with whatever they look like. But you know, for such an old kit, I don't think it come out too bad. And there's a bottle of Tamiya cement next to it for scale. It's tiny. It is tiny, mate. Finally, here's my World War II Battle of Britain diorama. A Tamiya Spitfire and a Border Models 40mm Bofors AA gun. Beautiful kit that is, so detailed, so many parts, and a proper crew with it. These guns saved us during the Battle of Britain. They were stationed all over the UK, airfields and major cities. They're what you see in the old films with the guns going boom, 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 pumping out the 40mm shells. And they actually had to regularly change the barrel because it got so hot and it warped. So that's a spare barrel there. And the crew getting ready. Load some more, shoot down some more Jerry's. It's very dusty. I love building that. Really enjoyed it. Spitfire come out good. That's my first aircraft I built since the early 70s when I was a kid. Pleased with that. Tamiya kit. And what I did for the camouflage is Tamiya provide you with a 1:1 scale picture of it. So I just carefully cut out all the separate parts of the camo, stuck them on with folded over some Tamiya masking tape, little tiny bits, stuck each little individual cutout on each individual spot, and then sprayed it like that, and it came out beautifully. That was a trick I think I got from Harry Houdini. I think I saw him do that on one of his builds. Come out superb. There's the underside. Pleased with that. I did damage one of the decals on one side, I can't remember which one it was, but I managed to repair it. I managed to get it to look okay. A lot of detail in the cockpit in there. Really pleased with that. Again, it's a Tamiya kit, what do you expect? Beautiful. So that's it, boys and girls. That's my output for nearly 3 years. I've got 2 or 3 shelf queens that I've ballsed up. One of them was a Tiger 1 from Academy. I rushed into it, rushed into the Zimrit, and didn't look right at all, didn't like it. Couldn't get it off, stuck on. So that's a shelf queen. Another one was a Tiger 2. So again, rushed into that, put the side skirts on, and then realised I'd have an absolute nightmare trying to get the tracks on, and then I painted the camo, and I wasn't happy at all with the camo, and I'd spent ages and ages masking the camo as well. Bought masking putty for it. So that's a shelf queen, may or may not get restarted. That's it, boys and girls. Thank you very much for watching. If you have watched it, I appreciate it, and we'll see you very soon.